life.
She fought
Fought
for her
for her life.
because she's like, look, I don't know who any of these other motherfuckers are. I don't care about their records, resume, or Wikipedia page. But this role right here, my life is depending on it. And she hit that thing so far out the park. John had the nerve to ask me, what do you think? I said, bro, I don't know if my opinion matters, but as far as what I just seen, I know who this, I don't want to even give away the names. I know this person, I know who that person is, but Taraji was undeniable, and the rest is history. So I'm proud.
You know, I don't want to add gasoline to fire, but it's a similar story I told to Ashanti when Irv called me and saved my life. Him and Jaru made What's Love for Me. They was thinking the Latino movement and J-Lo on the hook. But Ashanti had did the reference and she sounded so amazing that I was like, yo, let's use her on that. And that's one of her first songs that took off like that. And for me, I believe in artists. You know, sometimes I've had writers write hooks for certain artists in mind, and they do it so incredible that I'll leave them on the song because I don't think nobody can actually do it as well as them. I'm going to go to your two franchises, Transformers, Fast and Furious. You know, here we deal out of love.
Yep.
We love you. We love The Rock. Is everything straight with you and The Rock? Did y'all get back? Is everything good?
Next question.
Next question. Okay. So we'll go to the next question. I hope I wasn't out of line. Okay.
We're not out of line. You're Jopra.
I love that. Let me tell you something.
But I will say, thing that I feel and felt about that man in that situation at the time, because I'm too real to fake it. I've already expressed all that. I can say to you that what I love about social media and what I love about life is that you get an opportunity to express exactly how you feel. I've never had a problem with that man. It really just came down to survival. And, you know, I think at the end of the day, if you could ever see yourself saying, you know what, I don't have a competitive bone in my body. I pride myself literally on not beefing and not going at nobody, not having no issues with nobody. But, you know, I'm a hood nigga that will protect survival at all costs. And so whatever the politics was, whatever happened, however it happened, you know, I was very vocal about speaking up and speaking out about my situation and my feelings in and around the whole situation. So it's not in me to say anything new about that man. I wish him the best. He's a great father and now a husband. And, you know, I've like literally, if you look at footage or photos all over the internet, I mean, he's a giant bear. Like, he's just a great, great guy with a big heart. And we just kind of got into a situation that ended up playing out for the world to see. But I don't have any ill will feelings. And, you know, we may end up doing Fast 10 and 11 together. You just never know. But ultimately, he, as a man, won't be able to say that he don't know exactly what I felt and what I feel about what happened, how it all happened. And at the end of the day, you know, through prayer and through other opportunities that have been extreme on a level of survival that I've been blessed with, including signing a 3-picture Marvel Comics deal, et cetera, et cetera. You know, I'm about survival. And if anything or anyone, whether it's public or private, gets in the way or tries to compromise that survival, you know, the hood nigga in me is going to come up and show up every time. And that's just what it is. So I got love for The Rock. I wish him well. He's one of the biggest movie stars in the world. And, you know, I look up to him and respect him. We just had a situation and it ended up playing out for the world to see.
Well, shout out to Marvel giving the real one a check. Let me ask you something. I'm not asking you because I know the answer to it, but we can't really talk about it. But you got new music coming. And you debuting it in CNN with my guy Don Lemon. We can't really talk about it, but how excited are you to be dropping some new music soon?
I'm very excited. And I'm very grateful that I sent you that private link and you put your eyes on it because you mean so much to me and the culture. And I'm just grateful. You know, what I'm about to drop has already been watched and looked at by the likes of Todd Phillips, director of the Joker movie, Ava DuVernay, Denzel, attorney Benjamin Crump. You know, I can go on and on. D.L. Hughley, Steve Harvey, everybody imaginable that's kind of within my world. Me wanting to, Sean King, shout out to him. Everybody who matters to the culture has been able to put their eyes on what's to come. I cannot speak on it, but it's the most uncomfortable thing I've ever done musically. And we
powerful and beautiful. It's powerful, painful, and beautiful at the same time. I see Marvin Gaye behind you.
And
I see Marvin Gaye behind you. And Marvin was true to the cause ahead of time, and he was talking about reality in music and everything that was going on at the time. And I take it he's one of your greatest inspirations.
Absolutely. Marvin Gaye, Teddy Pendergrass, Stevie Wonder, Donny Hathaway. I'm gonna tell you something that I've never said publicly, but I'm writing about it in my book. I was introduced to R&B soul music via my alcoholic and drunk mother, who was an alcoholic for 27 years. R&B soul music became the soundtrack of her alcohol abuse. And so as I'm looking at my mother in her most vulnerable space, drinking her life away, thank God she's been sober now, going on 13 years by the grace of God. Shout out to Scott Storch. He hit me up the other day and he was wondering like, yo, why did I post on Instagram him opening up a rehab center and having the most swagged out rehab center and facility I've ever seen in my life? Because when you're able to take your traumas and your pains and make the specific decision to say, it was embarrassing, it was a low of all lows for me, but how do I take this and realize, again, people are still out here dealing with cocaine and alcohol abuse and Molly and ecstasy and perk or whatever, the Xanax, whatever those addictions may be. And how do I create an environment that makes them make a decision to help themselves become a cool experience versus an embarrassing decision? And my mother, who introduced me to Marvin Gaye, Donny Hathaway, Stevie Wonder, the Isley Brothers, and Patti LaBelle, and I mean, I'm listening to this every single day. So when you hear songs like Shame, and I'm able to look at my wall, Joe, and say, here's a #1 album on the top 200 with a single that was #1 on Billboard for 16 weeks. I'm able to say in good conscience that what I bring to the R&B culture is connected to what I've learned from listening to my alcoholic, drunk mother at the time play R&B soul music all day, every day in my house. And so if it ain't true R&B soul music, my brain can't even process it. And so, yeah, that's why Marvin Gaye is in my studio. I'm going to show you my studio. Got the Thundercat right there. As I walk back, this is my studio. And, you know, Marvin. You ain't got no inspiration to create in this studio. I tell a nigga, you need to stab yourself with a #2 pencil in your left knee.
You know, it's crazy, right? Because thank God my mom's never drank, but I learned all my R&B from my mother too. My mother and my aunt Barbara playing Stephanie Mills, and
Yes.
they played everything. They played Evelyn Champagne King.
Loves you, babe.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, they played all that good music in my house. And when you go Shane, SOS band, all that.
Oh
And
man.
and that's where I got, you know, where I could make songs like What's Love or I Won't Tell or Another Round or whatever, that R&B influence.
That's right.
When I think of you, I was gonna ask you what's your top 5 R&B
Oh my
singers
God.
of all time.
Of all time.
But
Ready.
did you give me your top 5 already, or do you have a top 5?
I got a top 5.
Let me hear your top 5.
Well, here's my best answer. When I first started singing, I gravitated towards singers who were multi-talented. They were writers, producers, songwriters. They sung all their own vocals and did all their own backgrounds, and they were amazing live performers. So my #1 was Brian McKnight.
Ooh, that's your favorite of all time?
This is when I first got on. I'm not, you know,
I love Brian McKnight.
my top 5 has shifted over the years.
Mine shift every week.
You know, it's so Stevie Wonder, Donny Hathaway, R. Kelly, and who else? Jesus. #5. Who would #5 be? Teddy Pendergrass.
That's a mean starting 5.
Yeah. R. Kelly, with all of his videos, what he was doing musically and sonically, and how he figured out a way to change and evolve and stay relevant over all of those years. I know he's got a lot of controversy and heat on him. I get it. So ain't no need to get in my comments. And if you write some goofy shit, I'm going to say it's okay.
Hey, yo, Tyrese, no fear, no problem saying R. Kelly
I just
nowadays.
say it. I'm too real to fake it, man. I just have to say it. Like, what I've learned over the years, man, is that there's a lot of people in our industry, rather music, acting, producing, directing, studio execs, billionaires, real estate, the tech space. Everybody is involved in something that they don't ever want people to know about publicly. And I would say, you know what? Just let God do his job. And if I were to find out about what everybody is into, we probably wouldn't be a fan of anybody.
That is a fact.
There's some people that do what they do and they know how to keep their shit completely in the closet. And again, when you have drug problems, you are alcoholic, or you got vices that may be inappropriate or whatever the case may be, you're just trying your best to do whatever it is that you're doing, just hoping that people don't find out about it. But I'm a Christian man, and I have found that Christian people are the most judgmental, and that's one of the scriptures in the Bible that says, you know, thou shalt not judge. And when you know what you know about people, you're supposed to say, yo, I ain't fucking with that, keep that over there. But I happen to be a fan of Denzel. I happen to be a fan of Christian Bale. I happen to be a fan of the people that I'm a fan of. And then you see certain things play out for public consumption, and it breaks your heart. But you just say, you know what? I was never a fan of yours because of what you're into in your personal life, or whatever those struggles may be. I'm a fan of yours because of your gifts and your talents as an actor, as a writer, as a producer, you know. And so, yeah, that's my top 5.
My greatest of all time. I'll give you my number 1. Luther Vandross is my greatest of all time.
My God, that's what I'm saying. Luther Vandross. Come on, man. I wanna tell you, baby, the
changes I've been going through, missing you, missing you. So yeah. You know I'm a fake singer.
Yeah.
Don't do that. I'm a fake singer. Don't do that to me. You know, Luther, he everything to me.
No. Come on, man. Don't get me started, bro.
Luther's my guy. I got Michael Jackson second.
Jesus.
I got damn, this is crazy. You crazy with it. So it's Luther. I got Michael Jackson. I got, man, third. I don't want nobody to kill me, but third, I go Stephanie Mills third.
Wow.
And the reason why I say it had to be a female there. And I'm battling Shante, Anita Baker, and Stephanie Mills.
Oh my God. Anita Baker.
Yeah.
Yo, let me tell you the craziest story real quick. The first and only single that I had released from my first album was a song called Lately that I wrote 100% of and even co-produced. 20 years later, I developed this amazing relationship, mentorship. I'm the mentee, she's the mentor. Can't even believe I know Anita Baker. She says to me that I love your song Lately. She starts singing my song Lately, just randomly in her concerts. Footage is all over YouTube.
Wow.
She ends up doing a remake of my song Lately, which is on iTunes right now. Changed my life forever. My version of Lately became an appetizer. Her version of Lately became the main course meal.
You made it a hot line. I made it a hot song.
Listen, Anita Baker changed my life forever. We've had heart-to-heart conversations and moments over the years that I'm going to go to the grave with, where I'm in the presence of Anita Baker. Again, another person that I was introduced to via my mother, who kept her album.
She's just different. She's just Anita Baker's music. La, da, 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 da,
You're in concert listening to Anita Baker and Luther Vandross. Now I'm a singer. I know you a rap and you got love for R&B soul.
Yeah, but I know singing too,
bro.
Trust me.
But Joe, I'm in the audience of these singers, and I'm in the front row. Like, I can't believe sonically and musically that I'm hearing what I'm hearing coming out of their mouths live. I can't believe it. I've been to 15 Luther Vandross concerts, probably 20 Anita Baker concerts, 30 Stevie Wonder concerts. Can't believe what I was able to hear with my own ears. And I'm going to hold on to it for the rest of my life. And what I bring to R&B soul, it's a lot of goofy shit out here, a lot of it. But I respect it, because if niggas was relying on me to keep the R&B culture afloat, should have been dead a long time ago. So I got to live and respect the culture, rather it's hip hop and the culture is shifting. And you got to say, I don't know what this mumble rap shit is, this and that, but it's winning. And I got to respect what these young niggas is bringing to the culture. However, if it ain't that R&B, I don't want it. Because
facts. And that wins everything.
it was what I was raised with.
That crowns everything. That is everything. And it's evident when you see somebody like D-Nice, who comes in a quarantine and starts playing all the records that we don't hear in the club, but somehow breaks the fucking internet because the real shit.
I'm going to tell you why he broke the internet. First of all, God is always going to take care of good people. And this culture called music and this culture called Hollywood, all these goofy niggas is always on the train of who's hot and who's not, who's relevant, who matters, who's this, who's got the sizzle on them. But this is the season for good people to win. Has always been good people. His name is D-Nice. Nice guy. This quarantine has put all the right people back on the forefront. It's introduced us to a few goofy niggas that's going viral, but like a microwave, it's gonna get hot real quick. But the moment you open that microwave, that shit is out of here. I respect you because you mean everything to the culture, and you've been around. Your Big Pun, your Biggie, your Craig Mack, your Diddy, your Andre Harrell, your DMX. I know you, Joe. I know how much you mean to the culture. I know how long you've been in the game. I know about the highs and the lows. I remember your plus size before you got to your small size. I know everything. I've studied you. I understand you. I know all about the Terror Squad. I know what you're doing out here. I want you to know the turtle wins the race.
Turtle wins the race.
I tell niggas every day, I've never claimed to be the biggest star. I have not sold the most records. I have not been the most relevant nigga in the game pertaining to people's opinion. But I'm still here. 25,000 square foot mansion in Buckhead. I can pay the motherfucker off if I want to tomorrow. I love what it's doing for my credit score that I'm paying my mortgage.
Yo, I need one more thing from you. Being that you're such an incredible actor, your top 5 actors of all time.
Denzel Washington is number 1 and number 2. Christian Bell. Viola Davis.
She's amazing. She is the female Denzel.
There you go.
She is the female Denzel. She's incredible.
I would also say Joaquin Phoenix.
He's amazing, bro.
And other than Denzel, and I didn't say this in no particular order, it's definitely Denzel for me, number 1 and number 2. But Leonardo DiCaprio happens to be the most intimidating. When I'm in the presence of Leonardo DiCaprio and Denzel,
talk to me.
I just have to have a moment of sitting my ass down to say, I can't believe I'm in the same room. I can't believe you know my name.
I'm gonna tell you some shit. I was at the Beyonce show. I performed with Khaled in LA. There's a dude standing on the side. He comes up to me, he got a hoodie on where there's only a hole like this. He says, "What's up, Joe?" I said, "What's up?" He says, "Me, Leonardo." Listen, I'm gonna post that picture for you. Listen to me. When you talk about groupie Joe, I told, nah, yo, listen to me. I said, "Oh no, you gotta take that hoodie. We gotta take that pic." I don't do that for nobody.
Yo.
I caught him that one time. I said, "Oh no, we got to get the pic." Like, Leonardo's so serious. I was like, "Yo, and he took the pic with me. I'm glad I ain't blow up his spot. Nobody saw it. But then he started telling me about shows I had. Like, he was like, "Yo, I went in Webster Hall when you and Big Pun performed. I went to this show over here, Lyricist Lounge. Y'all performed and Eminem opened it." He was telling me like he was in the crowd watching Fat Joe shows.
Yo,
I never knew.
You know, first of all, niggas don't notice that Leonardo DiCaprio is one of the original white chocolates. I would say the number 2 white chocolate would probably be Brett Ratner. There's nobody who is completely enamored and have the utmost respect for hip hop and the sensitivities around black culture than those two. In my opinion. I would also say to you that as I got Leonardo DiCaprio's number in my phone and we text all the time, these are the type of people that you would have to put up there in the stratosphere of James.
They gods.
Cameron, Avatar, Beyonce, Black is King. I would say to Jay-Z, if you ever see your wife in a room in a basement and she seems like she's creatively in a space, we should just leave her alone, because the things that's running through her mind and the creative responsibility, the torch that God has put on her creatively, we have to protect that at all costs. She just did with Lemonade, what she just did with her Netflix documentary, what she just did with Black is King. She reintroduced me to my own blackness. Beyonce made me say, I'm kind of embarrassed that I'm considered African American. Black is King made me want to be specifically African. Because she put them cameras and shed light on all things Africa in a way that I had never seen before, because this is the
Tyrese, let me tell you something. You know, Fat Joe been all over Africa. Afro B's in the thing. I've been in pretty much every part of Africa. And I sat there with, let's say, African American rappers and asked them, these guys, I can't do it because, forget it. Like, I ain't gonna go goofy on you. But these guys talk consciousness and black power, and I've sat there with them and said, "Yo, I just got back from Africa." They tell me, "You went to Africa? Fuck you doing in Africa?"
Right.
I'm like, "Yo, they love you in Africa. They got posters of you in Africa. They'll chase you." And so when we start talking about,
I'd appreciate it. And
when we start talking about Black Lives Matter, and we start talking about how they treating us in America, our African brothers say, "Yo, you got your own continent. Come on.
Bro, listen.
Come on."
Don't know is that in South Africa, $1 US is 16 of their local dollars. So I've been private plane shopping for the last 5 years to buy my plane in South Africa via a broker, because $1 US is 16. I don't need niggas to know it's me, but I'm definitely plane shopping. Because $1 US is 16 of theirs locally.
You know, my daughter's favorite restaurant is Benihana, and something came up in social media where you got the Benihana thing in the yard. It's just like, yo, Dad, Tyrese got the Benihana in the crib.
When you guys come to LA, you got my intel. Literally, because we're in the middle of this Rona.
Let me tell you something.
Look
I
up.
love you, Tyrese, and I thank you for everything you're doing. I can't wait. Well, I already saw.
Watch the last 2 episodes of The Last Dance with Scottie Pippen in my backyard inside of Gipsy Hanna. They got Benny Hanna, I got Gipsy Hanna. They got McDonald's, I got Owls.
McDowell's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine watching the last 2 episodes of The Last Dance with Scottie Pippen. The footage is on my Instagram. I'm gonna put the shit back up today.
You know, Scotty's my brother.
Scotty is
he's my brother.
Neighbor. He lives 7 houses down from my house now.
Well, he was my neighbor in Miami, and I was in his house all the time. And so when this Last Dance happened, I hit up Scotty and I said, yo, Scotty.
Scotty.
I said, yo, Scotty. What? I got this thing called a Joker Show. Come on. And he said, my brother, this Last Dance gives me too much pain, and I don't want to go through it no more. You know, I love you, but I don't want to talk to nobody about this shit right here. And yo, I love Scottie Pippen. He's one of the best guys I ever met in my life.
Can you imagine?
It's an honor.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you imagine this? Let me paint this picture, and I'll spare the world because we on live. Can you imagine watching the last 2 episodes of The Last Dance that he had never seen in my backyard with all of his sons?
Those are my guys.
And to have a conversation with him right after the last 2 episodes went off. He at the house for like 3 hours after it went off to see his energy, to listen to him and talk to him about whatever he was thinking and feeling after watching the last 2 episodes of The Last Dance with his sons in my backyard. I mean, it's a moment that I'm gonna take to the grave for the rest.
God wanted you to have that. That's the only way I can explain that to you. God wanted you to have that moment right there. There's just no other way around it.
These are those one-of-a-kind moments.
Yes, it is.
You got a book on you, Joe.
Well, you know, I got a book. I'm writing it right now. The Fat Joe book. Shout out Rock Nation and Random House. It's almost done. They want 50,000 words. I got about 35,000 already. It's gonna be powerful.
I got a title for you.
Talk to me.
The Pivot.
The what?
The Pivot.
The pivot, like in basketball?
Yeah.
Don't move your pivot?
The Pivot. What you've been able to do with Terror Squad in your overall career, no different than Khaled, no different than a lot of folks that's in your world, in your circle. You've had to study the game, watch the game, monitor the culture, look at who's hot, who's not, and you've had to instinctively figure out a way to pivot. Stay in the game, stay on top of your game, deal with niggas saying, oh, he's, you know, oh, Fat Joe ain't. But yet, you're still here. You're the turtle. But the wisdom is in the pivot. Wisdom is in the pivot. When AI crossed over Tyrone Lue, when AI crossed over MJ, he had to study the body movement, study the culture. And then, got him.
I had AI on here the other day.
The pivot.
He said he knew that when he ever played Michael Jordan, who was his idol, he was going to run that move by him. He said it right here on this show.
The Pivot.
The Pivot. If not, the title of the book is definitely a chapter. I love you, Tyrese. I'm with you all the way. We thank you. The big show. Thanks you for coming on. And I'll holler at you later, all right?
Yes, sir. Bless, homie.
God bless you. Love you, bro.
All right.
You don't know who I know. You don't know who I know. I knew Tyrese was coming on here, sexy chocolate, so I had to throw the silk on. Just to give you the alternative. Shout out to Relish, my stylist. Had to throw some diamonds on because I knew he was too rich. You don't know who I know. Rasha Belasi, salam alaikum. How many times I gotta do this? If it ain't Floyd Mayweather, it's Iverson. If it ain't Iverson, it's Tyrese. You guys are sick. I'm killing you. You don't like me? You a hater? You're dying. Because we killing the game. Let me see big, 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 big. Big, 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 big. Big, 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 big. My beautiful goddaughter has arrived. The Mackeys are here. Pat Poose and Remy Ma. Tonight she's not cooking, but she bought me some good food. And y'all, let me tell you, that food was good last night, Remy.
Thank you.
Y'all just missed Tyrese. You know the show the biggest in the game. And I fucked up because I wanted him to go, always Coca-Cola. Yo, man, I fucked up because I had it planned so he could say, always Coca-Cola. But I forgot, man.
Which one do you want from me?
We did talk about it in great length. The man ain't think it was so funny. You know, he loves his daughter. And that was a moment. If I ever had a moment where I wasn't with my wife and they took my daughter away from me, I would feel just like that. So I knew his pain and I knew what he was going through. That's real shit. You think about it. As attached we are to our kids, our daughters. It's painful, bro. And sometimes, I don't know the lady and I don't want to talk about her, but sometimes they use these kids sometimes to hurt you or hurt your feelings.
Biological warfare.
Yeah.
Biological warfare?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bar, Ram.
No.
Y'all let her come over and see if she comes. Marisa Kai's white. You know I got fly because I knew Tyrese was coming, chocolate. Yo, come here, let me see her. Come on, mommy. Come God Papa. She don't want to come to God Papa. God Papa, I love you. God Papa, love you. Let me see your sneakers. Wow, I love these sneakers. You match me. Oh, I love you. You like your mother now. Let me see. Come here. No? No, God Papa. I love you. Y'all. Golden Child is in the building. She kept us up to 3 in the morning. 3:32. And lucky she fell asleep then. Shout out to everybody out there. How did your Lakers do?
We got blown out by 20.
Oh, that's terrible, man. This is bad.
Nah, they bet on them.
Thank God you ain't bet on them.
We got blown out by 20.
Nah, that boy CB3 the truth, man. DJ Nasty, what's good? Pristine Jewelers to the stars. Yo, Pristine, let me tell you something. My birthday coming up. I remember the year you threw the diamonds on me on the boat. Shout out to the Riding Goods. That was what? Utopia 3. You came and you threw diamonds on me. I need something sexy for my birthday. Something big in the game. Because we only live once. My birthday in 2 weeks. You ain't never see an OG look sexy like this.